Hey Hilltop Huskies, me Miss Bermes. The last time I had the pleasure of doing a video for you, I shared some ideas about being feelings detectives. A detective is someone that looks for clues to understand what's really happening. A feelings detective might look at someone's face, might look at someone's body, and might listen to the story. Mi cabeza will tell you how I am feeling. Right now, if all you see is my face, you can tell by my smile, by my eyebrows being lifted, that I'm in a pretty good mood. If you just saw my body, you can see that I'm relaxed, my shoulders are relaxed, I'm leaning forward a little, I'm a little excited, and you can hear it in my voice. You can hear the lightness of my voice. You're a pretty good feelings detective. And the reason we practice being feelings detective is because when we can identify how we feel, it's so much easier to take care of ourselves. Today I'm going to read you a story about Wimberly. You might have already read this book with teachers, but that's okay. You'll enjoy the story anyway. It's called Wimberly Worried, and it's about this cute little mouse, Wimberly, who has a lot of worries. Now, some people might say, I have butterflies in my stomach. Or they say, I feel like I just can't think, my head is so cloudy. Or they might go, I just can't stop thinking about everything that's going wrong in life. Or they might call it feeling anxious. So when I say I'm feeling worried, another word might be I'm feeling anxious. See? Now, when you're feeling worried or anxious, we need to think about it in the mood meter. Here's Wimberly. She's kind of clutching her baby doll. Can you pretend to hold something tight? Is that you being relaxed, or is that you having to put some energy into it? Seems like it's pretty energetic. Here's Wimberly worrying about things. We know when you're worrying, that's an unpleasant feeling. So she's somewhere here in the blue or the red. What we don't know is how much energy she puts into her worrying. Maybe we'll figure it out as we read it. Wimberly Worried by Kevin Hankes. Wimberly worried about everything. She worried about big things and little things and things in between. Sit up here. Here's a big thing. She's in there with a flashlight at night, and her parents are in their bed, and Wimberly is worried. She says, I wanted to make sure you were still here. She's worried her parents aren't there anymore. That is a big worry. Here, she looks so nervous because she spilled some juice. And here, she's thinking about such big thoughts. Mama, what if I shrink? That's a lot of thinking that's going on. When we talk about energy, it's not just what's in our body, it's what's in our mind too. And if you have a lot of racing thoughts, that's kind of high energy. I'm thinking Wimberly's worries put her somewhere in the red. Let's read some more. Wimberly worried in the morning. She worried at night. She worried throughout the day. Here she is. In the morning when the sun comes up. At night as the moon comes up. And during the day, just laying on the ground. And instead of relaxing, her brain is moving really fast and she's worrying about things. You worry too much, said her mother. when you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. Too much worry. Aw. Grandma's shirt says, go with the flow. Grandma is definitely the chill one in the family. At home, Wimberly worried about the tree in the front yard. What if the tree falls on our house? Oh no. And the crack in the living room wall. What if it gets bigger and something comes out of it, she thinks. She can't even relax and enjoy a book because she's so worried. And the noise the radiator makes. Radiators, that's like an old-fashioned radiator that can be used to heat an apartment or a house. She worries to herself, what if there's a snake inside of it? At the playground, Wimberly worried about the chains on the swings, the bolts on the slide, the bars on the jungle gym. She says, too rusty, too loose, too high. And there's her dad trying to give her comfort. She always worried about her doll, Petal. Shouldn't Petal have a car seat too? She says. And she says, Petal's lost for forever. I found her, sweetie. And here's Petal, must needed to be clean. I'll wait for you, Petal. Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wimberly worried. She worried and worried and worried. When somebody gets stuck worrying all the time or feeling anxious or nervous, somewhere up here, just telling them to not worry, that doesn't fix the problem, does it? If somebody's feeling nervous or worried, maybe they need to change their own thinking, their own thoughts. I think that's what Wimberly's going to have to do. When Wimberly worried, when she was especially worried, she would rub Petal's ears. Wimberly kind of worried that if she didn't stop worrying, Petal would have no ears left at all. So here's Wimberly rubbing her little rabbit's ears. And here's Wimberly worrying about rubbing her rabbit's ears. That's a lot of thinking and a lot of worrying. On her birthday, Wimberly worried that no one would come to her party. And then when Wimberly saw everybody, she worried that there wouldn't be enough cake. See, said her mother, there was nothing to worry about. Look at all those kids came to her party. And this was before they came, she was worried. And after they came to her party, she was thinking, will there be enough cake? Poor Wimberly. On Halloween, Wimberly worried that there would be too many butterflies in the neighboring parade. Here she's a butterfly. She doesn't want there to be too many, but look at all the different costumes. Wimberly wasn't. There wasn't any other butterflies. And then she worried that maybe she would be the only butterfly. Oh no, poor Wimberly. You worry too much, said her mother. When you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. Just too much worry. Her grandma says, take it as it comes. Soon Wimberly had a new worry. She was worried about school. Wimberly worried about the start of school more than anything she had ever worried about before. Oh my. She's hanging on. By the first time the first day arrived, Wimberly had a long list of worries. What if no one else has spots? And what if no one else wears stripes? What if no one else brings a doll? And what if the teacher is mean? And what if the room smells bad? What if they make fun of my name? What if I can't find the bathroom? What if I hate the snack? What if I have to cry? All those thoughts are racing through her mind. Wemberly is feeling really anxious, really worried, and it's such a negative feeling. I think she's far over here in the unpleasant space. Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wemberly worried. She worried and worried and worried. Look at that uncomfortable face. She worried all the way there. There she is worried. And look at her mommy looks a little worried. Her dad looks a little worried. But her grandma's pretty chill and she says, have fun. The interesting thing here is fun might just be the thing that helps Wemberly get over being worried. While Wemberly's parents talked to the teacher, Miss Peachum, Wemberly looked around the room. Then Miss Peachum said, Wemberly, there is someone I think you should meet. Her name was Jewel. She was standing by herself and she was wearing stripes and she was holding a doll. Oh, this is really complicated. Look at all those happy faces. But we're looking for somebody in stripes, holding a doll, standing at the back of the room. Gosh, Jewel's kind of clutching a doll, standing by herself. Maybe Jewel is worried too. At first, Wemberly and Jewel just peeked at each other. And then they turned to each other and Wemberly said, this is Petal. This is Niblet, said Jewel. They're introducing the dolls to each other. Petal waved, Niblet waved back. Hi, said Petal. Hi, said Niblet. I rub her ears, said Wemberly. I rub her nose, said Jewel. That's kind of what friends do, right? Kind of get excited about something and they share their truth. Throughout the morning, Wemberly and Jewel sat side by side and they played together whenever they could, and Petal and Niblet sat side by side too. There they are, the two girls sitting there, the two girls playing and the two dolls together. Wemberly worried, but no more than usual, and sometimes a little less. And before Wemberly knew it, it was time to go home. So she was still a little worried, but she had a friend to be worried with. And the next thing you know, she's worrying a little less. And then it's time to go home. Come back tomorrow, called Mrs. Peachum as the students walked out the door. And there they go, walking out the door together. Oh, wow. Does Wemberly look worried now? Does Jewel look worried now? I see smiles on their faces, and it looks like Wemberly's skipping. Well, I think maybe Wemberly's just having fun. Wemberly turned and smiled and waved, and she said, I'll be back. Don't worry. Wemberly made a friend. So nice. And here they are having fun. Sometimes when we have big feelings, there's not a real simple solution. You can breathe. You can talk to someone, right? And you can ask for help. Wemberly's parents knew that she was worried. They talked to her teacher. Her teacher introduced her to a new friend. But the big thing is, Wemberly allowed herself to have fun. We have a lot going on in our world right now. Things have changed for all of our students and for all of us adults too. Instead of being at school together, you're home learning new things in a different way. And maybe you're hearing stories about this virus. And maybe, just maybe, it makes you feel a little worried, a little anxious, maybe a little uncomfortable. I want to encourage you that if you're feeling these feelings, whenever you get stuck in a blue or get stuck in a red, if you have a lot of thoughts racing through your mind that leave you worried, I want to encourage you to talk to the adults in your life. Let them know how you feel and allow yourself to enjoy some things, some people, some activities, because having fun and giving yourself space to enjoy life, it's kind of the remedy to being too worried. Anyway, I'll talk to you again next week. Take care of yourselves, and thanks for listening to me and to learning a little bit about Wimberly Worried. Adios.